Well, hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Robin Nashak, aka the Spiritual Spinister, and it's Wednesday, which means it is time for our spin into stillness. And this is that time in our week, it's midweek, that we just pause, refresh, and get ready for the remaining days ahead of this week. And we do it by setting an intention, and we want to articulate what we are expecting or what we would like to have happen as a result of our making this time to meditate together. And then we actually go into meditation. So, a couple steps in the process. It encourages us to be reflective of what is going on, to just make this moment about checking in and seeing how we're feeling, how we are doing, and what we might do to uh, make changes if we need to do that. So let's start with that intention. Now, I think it's important to write the intentions down in some way because it helps us articulate the focus that we are seeking. So if we are setting out with not a goal, but certainly with a direction for our meditation, it it allows us to reflect on what's happening in our lives, what we might like to see, what we are anticipating seeing, what are some of the dreams that we may have that we would like to uh, experience as fully realized. This intention allows us to give some shape to our meditation. And if you are if you're going along with the spiritual component of this with the metaphysical or the mystical component, you're giving the universe something to work with. You are articulating what you would like to see happen for your life, for your experience of this material world's life. So writing it down, you can write it in a meditation journal, and then you can kind of track as you go along, or you can have a bunch of slips of paper ready to go, like I do. These just regular construction sheets that I've cut up. And the reason I cut them up this way is if we were in person, I would invite everyone to write down their intention, and then I would collect them if you were kind enough to give it to me at the end, and we would send it out into the flames. So we set that intention and we give it a lot of specificity, but then we let it go. Then we let the universe take care of this intention for us in the way that is going to work out best for us. So let's do it. Let's set that intention. A couple words, sentence, key phrases that might help you shape what you would like to see as a result of your meditation this evening. So I've set mine. It's my personal one. And I'm also going to write another one. And that other one is going to say everyone's intentions. And that is because I have my own burning bowl here. This kettle looking thing right there. And I can use this one that says everyone's intentions as the proxy for if we were all together and I was throwing them into the flames and we would all be watching them in person. But that little proxy slip allows us to uh, keep the ritual as it would be if I were doing it live. We were all together live, but we are still all together here in this digital space, lest we not think that we are. We are gathered, and we're gathered live if you're watching the live stream, we're also gathered whenever you watch or somebody else watches the recorded version. This meditation is unique, its energy is unique, its card is unique, um, and its message is unique. And that makes everybody's energy unique to this experience, no matter when you are watching it or experiencing it. So that's a beautiful thing, I think. And that's what the community is all about. And of course, that reminds me, please remember to like and subscribe. Do what you need to do, please, to keep yourself engaged, to keep uh, building community. I know you're out there. I know you're here. I can see all the insights, but I'd love to hear from you as well. So that public service announcement is over. Let us take on our second component to our meditation, and that is the drawing of an oracle card. And the oracle card is from this deck, the Star Codes Astro deck. Very cool deck. We've been using it for, I think, over a year now. I love this deck for so many reasons. It was a gift, and it really does articulate things very well. And and I just think it's a convenient one. It's a perfect one for this kind of experience. So I shuffle them, and then I'm going to draw the top card. That top card will serve as the one card kind of answer or solution or information guidance for each of our own individual intentions, which I think is a cool thing. So let's do that now. I'm going to shuffle. As I do, again, little meditation housekeeping before we go into our meditation. You want to be in a place, of course, where you are relaxed and yet you are still alert, because you want to be able to have a conscious communication with your deep self, with your eternal self, with your non uh, physical self, your mind, your imagination. Those are very real parts of who we are. So if you fall asleep, chances are you wouldn't be totally asleep, but if you can remain alert to have that conscious dialogue, to actually experience that kind of communication in real time, that would be great. And remember, this is meditation. This is an experience we are doing from our respective locations, whether it's your home or your office or wherever you're doing this. There's going to be ambient noise around you. There's going to be things that might startle you or things that might distract you. Um, and that would be true even if we were together in a sanctuary of a church or something. But we want to really use the opportunity to become stronger in our resolve to remain still. So we may be startled momentarily, but we want to be able to turn that around. We want to be able to go right back into that deep space, maybe even go a little more deeply if we've been startled. So don't worry about those noises. It doesn't matter. And it's it's a matter of training ourselves, really, because we want to be able to get into this state from wherever we are at whatever time that we find ourselves in need of a little stillness. So, all right, I have shuffled quite a bit. So, more. All right, so let's take that top card. Let's see what this top card is. Our message for this week is it is a card we've had before many times, but I love this card. The card is Vesta Hearth. Now, as I've said, one of the reasons why we are still using this deck is because we haven't been through the whole deck yet, even after, a little more than, or a little, way over, for almost 400 days of the year. There's 70 some cards in this particular deck. And I find that when we get this card, when we get a repeat of a card, uh, it is answering whatever unique intention that you set uniquely. So it was necessary. And B, perhaps there's some message, if it was recently drawn for us to review, that it's still trying to make for us. So yes, in my ideal world, we will move on to another deck once we've gotten through this whole deck, and that's how I would like to do it. Um, and so there's a reason why we get these cards repeatedly. Anyway, it's a great card to get hearth, home. Uh, we're about to we're about to come home to ourselves, I think, with this meditation. So I'm going to put the card up for you to take a look at. There you go. So as I read a little more about the card, um, examine the card. What do you see in the card? How does it relate to the intention that you have set? And how can it serve as uh, a guide as you go into a deeper meditation once I'm done reading about the card? So all that information gets put together when we get into meditation. But for now, just listen to my words and take from the artwork, from the words in the book, whatever works best for helping you express that intention. The card is Vesta. The theme is hearth. Vesta calls you to be a hearth fire, to share yourself for the benefit of all, but still have enough energy left to live healthfully and give again another day. The second largest and brightest asteroid between Jupiter and Mars was named after Vesta, the oldest goddess of the hearth, home, and family, and the center of a strong community. There's that word again. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every home was sacred to her. She did not get involved in politics or the misadventures of the other gods. The action of this card: evaluate yourself and your life. Each human's task is to help reduce the total suffering on earth and to increase the total joy. Your joy and suffering matter as much, neither more nor less than anyone else's. Do not burn yourself up for another's cause, nor withhold your warmth, but share what you have to offer. This is not a situation, i.e., the intention that you've set. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to the center, to the flame, to your hearth, and to your core values. Focus on the center flame instead of the personalities involved. Remember what matters. Find that deep calm within. Light a candle with a prayer and use it to bring your focus to the center and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be time to take a retreat, a chance to clear yourself, clear energy fields, cleanse your environment. Reclaim your temple. If a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul, the person or team you're involved with will honor your process. The challenge of this card: Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Your hard work of holding the situations together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth. The gift of this card: find the temple within, the place of quiet safety where you can tend the fire and carry this sacred temple with you always. So I love this because I think it encourages us, whether in retreat or in meditation or in our own relationship exchanges, to know what we want as the bigger picture. It's very easy to get distracted, but keeping what our ultimate goal or intention is at the forefront of the decisions that we make, give every decision a place to evolve us. I know I need focus on this quite a bit. I lose focus on what I actually want and manage to get distracted very easily by, extraneous things, things that are not important. And I think more than ever, it's time for us to focus ourselves. And that doesn't mean giving up everything and channeling all of this intensity to our intentions. It means making a little bit of time each day to give it a little bit of focus, to have the big picture in mind so that whatever decision we make can be in service of that intention for that day. You may change it throughout the day, but at least having one means that you've got some sort of blueprint to be diverted from. But if not, then it's still giving us all direction in moving forward, if that makes sense. So with that in mind, let's get comfortable. Let's meditate. And let's take our breaths together. I'm going to put the card up now. I'm just going to breathe together. And we're going to breathe at our own pace. And we're going to start just by inhaling fully. And as we do, you want to take in oxygen throughout your entire body. Fill it up. And you're going to hold it for a moment. And then you're going to exhale nice and slowly. So at your own pace, the cycle is inhale and hold for a moment, and exhale slowly and hold, and then do it all again. So inhale and hold, and exhale slowly and hold. And now just allow that cycle, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, to be at your own pace, comfortable, but with intention. As we breathe, our eyes are gently closed. And a way that we might stay focused is when they're closed, just roll your eyes up toward your forehead, toward your third eye chakra. While your eyes are closed, just roll them back just a little toward that area and keep them engaged in that way. As we continue to breathe, inhaling and exhaling, and holding and exhaling and holding. Every breath in, we are engaging energy, and every breath out, we are becoming more and more relaxed. Inhaling and holding energizes us. Exhaling slowly relaxes us more and more. Breathing. Feeling comfortable. Feeling safe. As our body relaxes, so does our mind. The tensions just dissolve away. More and more relaxed. And as our body becomes more relaxed, our mind becomes more relaxed, and our spirit becomes curious. Our spirit becomes curious to discover a little more about the intention that we've set this evening. And the only way to find out more about that intention is to have a dialogue, to have a conversation with our deep self, with our eternal self. With the self that is non-physical, the thinker, the observer, the presence that animates our physical body. That is our authentic self. We are more relaxed, we are safe, we are open to a little journey we're going to take with our imagination now that we are here. With our eyes closed and our tensions released and our minds at some element of serenity and peace, we find ourselves open to another part of this journey. And as we find ourselves kind of in our mind's eye, awakening in this other plane of a world, or this other plane to this world, we're waking up, we're becoming actively conscious in a place in our lives that we consider safety zone. It's not just a crash pad. This safety zone is something that is both relaxing and restorative. But might be not something that the world might think is nourishing or restorative for us. So we imagine ourselves in this very safe and beautiful space, past or present or future. Just go there in your mind. Maybe it's the beach or the mountains or your grandparents' house or your parents' house or your house or a room in your house or any of those houses. But it's a place where you feel connected. Even if you're all by yourself, you still feel the connection with the material world that you love, that you deserve. Space, we feel so safe, and we feel the strength downloading into us. And while we're here, as it does every week, through this mist of a meditation, as it begins to clear, we sense very strongly the presence of our eternal me, the part of me that lives beyond my physical being. We greet each other. This part of me that is also me. We embrace. What does your divine me, eternal me, say to you in this moment? Greet one another. And this deep me, as we look upon this core part of our very essence, we feel proud and humbled. And respectful of that being. This being deserves our attention, our care. This being is me, and I deserve to be me. Gaze around ever so gently in this dream space of this world that I've created with my imagination. And I rejoice my praise to the All, to the Divine One. Divine One that is in me and a part of me. The gratitude begins to flow. And I am empowered and strengthened by this sanctuary. What's happening in the outside world in this place. It's ungodly beautiful. And in these magical moments, I feel more confident than ever. My dreams are my dreams. And I have things that I want to do and will do. This conversation with my divine self, my eternal me, has been so pivotal and wonderful. My deep me has shared with me things that I dare not even think on this earth plane, because I was told that it was unseemly or narcissistic to think these wonderful things about me. But the divine me, the deep me, is open to exploring who we are. We have quite a while with us living with our issues, with our helpers, and to learn from new friends and helpers. And so let us give our divine me a huge hug and thank me for keeping me safe and open and ready to have fun, ready to enjoy and share joy. Breathing in and out. Let's choose to come back with a couple of deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling quickly. Inhale, exhale quickly. Inhale again and exhale quickly. Once again, inhale and exhale quickly as we open our eyes. So I became so involved in my own trance work for that moment. I realized I might have not communicated clearly. This was about going home within ourselves, going to that hearth space where there is safety, where we can operate from in order to accomplish what we have set out to accomplish in our lives. So this hearth is that place of safety, that beautiful spot in your home or in the world, or maybe it's a person, but it is that space of home, that feeling of safety that allows us to regroup and to perhaps think of things differently, like choosing a card, which allows us to have a different perspective, or offer some different thoughts that we might not have thought of for this particular issue. So it really is all about knowing who we are. I heard a great quote on a new show. Well, it's not a new show. It's a show that my husband and I have been starting to watch. It's called The Leftovers. It's a phenomenal show, amazing themes. But a quote from the show that we just saw today was, know yourself and then adore, and I'm going to mess that up now, and then adore yourself unabashedly or something like that. But I just thought it was so beautiful. This is about knowing who we are. We need to know this. We need to know who we are. We need to know what is ours and what we can share and what we can let go of or pass on. So very important, I think. Anyway, let us take our intentions and let us set them to the flames. Can you see? There you go. I'm going to toss one in right after that so they both get the same flame. They both can go together. And again, we've set it, and then we set it free. There it goes. So, Sue and Kathleen, thank you for joining here on the Zoom. And if you are joining from somewhere else, please remember to like and subscribe, of course. And of course, I do accept donations via Venmo or via PayPal. Helps me to keep my subscriptions to the professional subscriptions for Zoom and for the software that I use to put this together. So very helpful if you can do this. I'm grateful for it, of course. Let's see if others are on other spaces. Again, leave a comment. Even if you are joining the recording, you are more than welcome to leave a comment. It will be here. And we can read those comments and we can continue to do we go live on here? We can continue to share and to uh, validate each other, to experience, and to maybe help one another. So I am wondering what happened here on Facebook. Anyway, so I'm not sure if I can see you guys, but uh, let us not keep you any longer for this beautiful Wednesday evening. A little rainy here in Washington, D.C. I'm grateful that you have been here sharing and keeping your meditation practice going in this way, and look forward to more of these experiences in the near future. I love you all. Have a beautiful night, beautiful evening, and I will meet you right here, back here, same time next week. Go feel at home with you, know who you are, and be that hearth fire for yourself. Good night.